Right, this video is going to have a look at how we use Microsoft Publisher to do different sort of marketing and advertising documents. So in this unit of work, we're going to need to look at creating a ticket for your J1 play, also a poster to advertise the play, and kind of a booklet or a program to explain what's going on and who's playing who. So the first thing we need to do is go to Microsoft Publisher. So we click on the Start menu, we go to All Programs. Under Microsoft Office is Publisher, and it's sort of greeny blue logo with a P on it. Now when we open up Publisher, this is where we get our ideas for our templates. So we can do lots of different templates, lots of different things here. So we've got programs at the bottom, we've got different things like postcards, newsletters, labels. Okay, we will be told in lessons which ones we're going to pick. To start with, all I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a blank bit of paper to show you some of the different skills, some of the different tools that you will need to use. Right, so now we've selected it, we've got our paper. We can zoom in and out at the bottom. If you want to see it full size, it's 100%. We can zoom back down as well. So there's plenty of different things that we can do in Publisher. Now the biggest thing to notice is there's nowhere to click and type. Okay? But if you do start typing, like I have, you will see a box will appear. Okay, that is a text box. Okay, and the thing about the text box is you can make it smaller, you can click on it and you can drag it around. Okay, I would suggest you don't just start typing, so I'm going to delete that. I would suggest the best way to get your text box on is to go to Insert, choose Draw Text Box, and then draw a box on. I'm going to type Welcome to Publisher in. As you can see, it's quite small. Now, one reason for that is because I'm at 50%. If I want to see it at full size, I need to zoom at 100%. Okay, so I've now got my writing, and then I can use the sort of tools that Word uses. So I can highlight it, and under the Format tab, I've got my colours and my style. So I've got my writing style, I've got my size, and I have got where I want to position it in the text box, and I've got my text colour as well, bold, things like that. Now, two of the biggest issues here are, firstly, that you can see there's a little dash because the word publisher has run over 2 lines. Now, I don't really like that, so because I don't like that, I tend to go to hyphenation up here, and it says automatically hyphenate the story. That means put the dash in. If the word overruns, if it's too big for the line, it runs to the next line and puts a dash in. I don't want that, so I'm going to unclick that. And that now comes like that. The second problem is if I carry on writing, this is a great guide, you'll notice that the little dots around here turn red. Now that basically means that there's more writing in the box that can fit. So we can use the little tabs to either drag it around or up and down. But as you can see, when they go white, all the writing that is in there now appears. When they're red, there is more writing that is not in that text box. Okay? So what you'll notice, the major difference between this and Microsoft Word is that you need to create your text boxes. It's also a lot easier to create different styles. So if I click on my text box and I go to Format on my text tools, I'm going to highlight my writing. I can add these styles here. So I can add a shadow. So I've got a little shadow there. You can't see it that well on this one. I can emboss it, engrave it. Okay, and if I zoom in a little bit more, you'll be able to see that a little bit better. It might be the type of writing I've got that it's not great on. Okay, it might also be because it's bold. I'm going to change the colour, see if that comes up a little bit more. Right, that's not appearing particularly amazingly well, but if we go to outline, it's a bit clearer with outline. Okay, but you've got these other styles that you can use. Okay, as well as this, because this is a text box and not just a Word document, if I click on the outside, I can go to Format under Drawing Tools, and that will allow me to change the background of the box. So I could make that box a certain colour, I could give it an outline, I could also change the style of the outline. I can make the outline thicker, so under Shape Outline, Weight. If I go into Shape Outline, Dashes, I could make the outline dashed, and I can change the style of the box that I've got it in. Okay, the major difference, like I said, is that it is a text box. It is not just typing and writing in. So you can select it and you can move it around and you can change it. And if I want a new text box, I can click Draw Text Box. I could draw a different box there. And I can write into that, and you'll notice it reset the style. And again, highlight it under Format Tools. Let's put it at the bottom of the box. I can change the colours, the styles, the sizes. Okay, and I can go to Format Tools and I can change my fills. I can also, on this one, I can put gradients in, I can put textures in, so I could put a specific texture on the background. There's a set there. I can put a gradient if I wanted to. Okay, and if I go to things like more gradients, I can choose what colours of gradients that I want. So like 2 colours, that colour and that colour, just as an example. I've changed my colours. If I go to texture, I've got more textures. Under more textures, I can select from. If I go again to shape fill and I go to picture, I can choose a picture. So I've got a picture of a dinosaur here, and I can insert that, and that should give that picture on the background. So rather than doing the changes to the whole page, we're doing our changes to our individual sections, okay, to our text boxes. But basically with a text box, you can move it around, you can put it separately. You have got your Format Tools for your text box, which does, clicking this one, your colours and your styles of your text, your hyphenation, your text direction as well, which will change the way the text spins around, and you've got your formatting section for your actual box, where you can add on your lines, your shape fills, the inside, whether it's a picture, a gradient, or just one colour, your outlines, whether you want it dashed, how thick you want it in the colours, and change that sort of style. You can also add things like shadow effects to it, so I could put a shadow on it. But each text box is separate, and you can move them around separately rather than having one stream of writing like you do in Word. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is have a go at that with Publisher. Okay, that should help you do your text boxes, and in the next video guide we will have a quick look at adding pictures.